Having a good takeaway sets you up for a good golf swing. It's crucial. It allows you to set off this positive domino chain reaction in your swing, and from there allows you to play better golf. However, in golf, I see so many one-size-fits-all takeaway fixes, and this is just not the case because we all feel things differently. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 different ways of fixing your takeaway. They're all dynamic and they all look at it from a different perspective. Let's go into the first fix, which is a steering wheel analogy. Now, this is designed for those golfers who really do struggle with controlling the forearms. Often with these golfers, you'll see the left forearm start to rotate over the right, and as a byproduct, the club face opens and the club works behind the hands. Now from here, like I said, anything can sort of happen, swing over the top, get stuck under. It's very, very hard to control. So by understanding a steering wheel analogy, we can fix this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab something that represents a steering wheel. I've literally got a lid of a chocolate tub that you can buy at any supermarket here in the UK. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this like a steering wheel in front of me. So my hand on the side and my other hand on the side, just like so. Now, if you're struggling with this inside take when you're rolling it, you are essentially turning the steering wheel to the right excessively. So have a look at where my thumbs are. When I turn that steering wheel to the right in my posture too early, you can see it gets the thumbs pointing behind me. That's an inside takeaway. In reality, what are we looking to see? Well, if I have a nice neutral takeaway, I would see that there's not really a lot of turning of that steering wheel. The steering wheel is staying pretty neutral. The thumbs are pointing in front of me. And if I do that with a golf club in my hands, you can see a good takeaway really doesn't have much forearm rotation. However, if you're a golfer who's so used to taking the club in there, suddenly trying to get you to feel this position, we have to over exaggerate it. Otherwise your brain is not going to be able to make the change. So the way that we do this is if you turn the steering wheel too much to the right in the takeaway, we're going to have to exaggerate this and go, right, I want you to feel like you gently turn that steering wheel to the left. Look at where my thumbs are pointing. And when I say left, I mean my left as I'm standing here. Now, if I do that here and I feel like I turn that steering wheel to the left, as I turn away, you can see how it gets the thumbs really pointing in front of me here. My right arm is higher than my left, and my right arm's also nice and wide. So this is giving me a nice wide look to the takeaway. If I then replicate that same feeling of turning the steering wheel to the left, as I take this club back, you can see again, look, club head is a little bit excessively outside of my hands as an exaggeration. My right arm is higher than my left. And then from there, as I go to the top, I can then allow the club to set up on plane. Just to sort of help you break this down a little bit more, because I know a lot of you are going to ask, how do I transfer that into getting into a top of the backswing position? If you want to get in a good position at the top, you can feel like the first part of your swing, you're turning the steering wheel to the left. So we'll say everything up until your hands pass your belt buckle height, you'll feel like you turn this steering wheel gently to the left. Now, as soon as my hands pass the belt buckle height, I'm then going to start to feel like I turn that steering wheel to the right. Why is this? Well, when I'm feeling that steering wheel turn to the left, all the way up until belt buckle height with the hands, this is what's going to allow me to keep that club head outside of my hands, get the club in a really good position. Now after that, I need to achieve a good top of backswing position. So this is where we do want to start to see as we approach the top, some forearm rotation to the right to set that club up on plane. And then from there, you can hit a golf shot. So let's now look at fixing your takeaway in a different light, and let's give you the second option. Now this second option is by pushing down on the handle. So let's get a little bit more specific. Often when golfers struggle with the takeaway, they pull up on the handle too quickly. Now, when you pull up on the handle too quickly, you're going to see one of 2 issues happen. Number one, either the golfer is just going to pull up and the hands are going to go away from them, or number 2, as they pull up on the handle, the club's then going to roll inside. It's going to get very, very wide, and you're going to see this look right here. Now, believe it or not, a lot of the best players in the world are sort of doing the opposite during their takeaway. Now, when they do this opposite movement, they're able to take the club back with beautiful width, and they're also able to get the club setting up on plane in this position. So what are they doing? How can we simplify this down? As I take this club back, if I just sort of hook my right hand with just 2 fingers underneath, just for support, and if I was to push down on that grip with that heel pad. Notice what happens, and I push the heel pad down and sort of down the toe line. You can now see how actually that club reacts and starts to set up. Now also the amazing thing is when I do this with my right hand on, when I push down with my left, my right hand reacts and starts to set back on itself. It's sort of like a yin and yang. It's a push and a pull mechanism that's happening right here. So if I push with my left heel pad down across my toe line, and I react by pulling back with my right wrist, notice what happens. Push down with the heel pad, pull up with the right wrist. So you see, number one, how it gives me this beautiful width to my arms right here. Number two, it has the hands work in a great position. Number three, it gets the club set up on plane with a great club face position. When the right wrist does this, it pulls the left wrist into this flat position. So no, it doesn't actually cause the left wrist to cup, because the right wrist reacting pulls that left wrist into a flat position. So as I push down the toe line, I'm going to pull back with the right wrist, and you can see my left wrist is flat here, club set up on plane, good club face position, and I just continue to the top. Now again, this is a very quick motion. It's often quite hard to see because obviously as we now continue to turn, the hands will start to work up, but it's a very quick motion that starts to swing, and it helps us just get that left shoulder working correctly, the arms, the club, and get the club face in a great spot. So it really is just a very simple movement. How can you train this? A really simple stop and go drill is going to work wonders for you. The way you're going to perform this is just set up to the golf ball just like so. You're going to take the club back roughly to where your club and your hands are roughly somewhere around belt buckle high, anywhere in that region. You're going to stop, you're going to check it, you're then going to look back at the ball and swing from there. So it'll look something like this. Here, push that heel pad down the toe line, set it up to here, check it's in a good position, look back at the ball, and now hit from here. Now, once you're comfortable with that, then try and do it in one fluid motion. Maybe before you take the club back, just do a nice little rehearsal swing here, feel that good movement pattern, and then from there, give it a whack. Now, like I said, this will apply to all of your clubs. I'm hitting a 7-iron here. It'll be the same for a driver and the same for a wedge. Now, the third and final option that we're going to go through is a drag back drill. Now, you can use a head cover for this. You can use a towel, but anything really that's just going to offer a little bit of resistance here. Now, this is a fantastic variation. If you're looking to make your swing more dynamic as you take it back, you're looking to use your core, get the club working back in an athletic motion. It's also great if you're trying to add some speed. So this is one of my favorite ways of adding speed into a lot of golfers' swings. Now, what I want you to do is grab something like a head cover or a towel. If you use a towel, just wrap that towel up so it kind of looks a little bit like a foam roller. But I've just got a head cover here. Now, place this head cover right behind the ball. So I don't want there to be any space between the club head and the head cover. Now, from here, take your normal setup position, and in the first variation, we're going to do a step variation. So what you're going to do is you are going to start with your feet in your normal position. You're going to bring your right foot, slightly in. Now, to start your swing, there's two parts to this. You're going to do, number one, a small step, keeping the club there, feeling like you load a tiny bit more pressure in your right leg. And then the second part is you are then going to drag that club back. And you can see as I do that, look, it gets me into this beautiful wide position here. I've used my core to take it back. And now from here, once I've done that drag, because it's offered me some resistance, I will then be able to flick the club up in the back of my right wrist. And it really provides sort of that old timer look. You know, when you look at swings from like 50 years ago, they looked very dynamic. Like there was a step, a drag, and a flick. And they got them really moving with some athleticism. This is phenomenal for that. So let me hit a shot for you showing you that variation. So the keywords that I'm going to think of are, number one, step. Once I've stepped, I'm then going to drag that back and try and fling that club head back. And then once I've done that, I'm going to flick the club up into a nice top of backswing position. Let me show you what this looks like. So start with the club head on the head cover just like so. I'm going to bring my foot in slightly. So it'll be a step, drag, flick, hit. Now, as I play that back, you can really see how dynamic that motion was. So again, like I said, this is phenomenal for golfers who feel very rigid over the ball or just need to add a little bit more speed into their swing. Now, once you've then done that a couple times, the second variation, which is kind of bringing you closer to what we would normally do, is we're just not going to have any sort of step. So this therefore means that we then need something dynamic to start our swing to help us be able to drag that head cover back or that towel back. And this usually comes in the form of a swing trigger. Now you see loads of different swing triggers, but they all follow the same principle. Essentially, it is a push off of the left foot onto the right. It's a very, very subtle motion, so I don't want you suddenly having these big old shifts off. It's just a little subtle motion. It's very, very gentle, and from there, just sort of, it's like a shock of electricity. It just starts your swing with some momentum. So in this situation for me, I love the Gary Player knee kick in and then take it back. So that's the one that I'm going to opt for here. But essentially, I'm going to set up in this position. I'll do my trigger. I'll drag it back. So drag that head cover back, then flick that club up, and I'll really feel it in the back of my right wrist. That'll give me loads of torque. And then from there, I'm ready to hit. So here's what it will look like here. This will be a really dynamic swing in this situation. So trigger, drag, flick, hit. So there you have it. Those are three different variations. You've got the steering wheel analogy, you've got the push down, and you've got the drag back. Now what I want you to do is try all three. See which one gives you the best results, and comment then down below which one you sort of preferred, and maybe the pros and cons of each one that you found. So I would love to hear it. And again, you sharing that information could help somebody else watching the video who maybe is a little bit more unsure on which method to try. Now, I'm going to hit one last swing. For me, the one that I like to use in my game is the drag back one. That's very much going to be sort of the feeling in my head. So it's going to be a pressure shift, a drag and a flick. For you, it might be a different one. So let me hit it one last time, and then let's see what you guys comment down below. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and subscribe. If you need more one-to-one help for online coaching on the Skillist platform, the link is down below, where you can also download a free practice guide.